If you're a Star Wars fan like me, you probably missed a big screen release that has eluded us in the last 6 years. Well, there's finally some exciting news on that front, because Lucasfilm is preparing for a mega return of the franchise, and The Mandalorian and Grogu will hit theaters on May 22nd, 2026. The new trailer has been released and the two iconic characters are all set to embrace the big screen for the first time. After watching the first trailer, I felt that the quick glimpse into the project was more about establishing the central theme of the movie than anything else. And the action-packed trailer promises a stunning new version that retains the goodness of the classic and infuses fresh energy. In this video, I'll break down the trailer for you and explore all the scenes and Easter eggs, and what their implications might be on the movie. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. What's the potential storyline of the movie? Before I delve into the details of the trailer, I thought it might be a good idea to brush up on the potential plot that might be explored in the movie. I've gathered information based on the trailer and also the official synopsis, and it looks like the movie will follow Din Djarin and Grogu as they work officially for the New Republic under the command of Colonel Ward. As the official synopsis lays it out, the evil empire might have fallen, but the Imperial warlords remain scattered across the galaxy. The fledgling New Republic now works to protect everything that the rebellion fought for, and the legendary Mandalorian bounty hunter Din Djarin and his young apprentice Grogu have been enlisted to help the mission. From the looks of the trailer, it seems like the Empire's remnants pose a more significant threat than the beliefs of the core leadership of the New Republic, and this also aligns with the broader Star Wars universe setup, where Grand Admiral Thrawn is consolidating Imperial forces in unknown regions. Exploring the significance of stormtroopers and the AT-AT in the trailer. At the very beginning of the trailer, you can see Mando and Grogu looking over a sandy ridge at a group of stormtroopers in the distance. It's not very clear what the stormtroopers are up to, but it still proves to be a serious Imperial remnant. As I've already mentioned in this video, Din Djarin and Grogu are working for Sigourney Weaver's character for the New Republic, and my guess would be that they're conducting reconnaissance before a mission. Also, the stormtroopers are not the only things that hint at the growing trouble for Mando and Grogu. Later in the trailer, we catch a glimpse at some AT-AT action, and one of them explodes. From the looks of it, I think it's a different area and maybe even a different planet from where the stormtroopers were spotted. Here, everything is surrounded by snow, and clearly Djarin and Grogu will have a lot on their plates because of these threatening Imperial entanglements they have to encounter. Also, courtesy of the celebration footage, we also know that Mando dismantles the entire AT-AT single-handedly quite easily, which will make for a super cool moment on the big screen. Do Mando and Grogu have a new ride now? One of the opening shots of the trailer shows you the iconic sight of a new Razor Crest that seems to be flying majestically over a coastline. It seems to be approaching the New Republic's Adelphi base, and it's probably the perfect replacement for Din Djarin's beloved vessel that was destroyed by Moff Gideon's cruiser in Season 2. Now they have a new ride, and it's definitely not their N1 starfighter from Season 3. The Razor Crest is bigger than the previous version, and I also love how it has some fancy yellow stripes painted on its hull to distinguish it further. It also might be an homage to the Naboo N1 starfighter that Mando used in Season 3. I have to admit that the Razor Crest makes a lot of sense, because the N1 starfighter is definitely not ideal for bounty hunting missions. Who is Colonel Ward, the character played by Sigourney Weaver? One of the most important moments in the trailer is the introduction of Colonel Ward, and the scene transitions to the insides of Adelphi base in all likelihood. You get the first proper look at Sigourney Weaver's character, Colonel Ward, and she's revealed to be a New Republic colonel and leader of the Adelphi Rangers. She's a veteran rebel pilot, and now her task is to command the forces to ensure that the New Republic is protected from Imperial threats in the Outer Rim. It's a fun sequence as Din Djarin and Grogu are seated in front of her, and the scene establishes her as a no-nonsense leader. During the interaction, Grogu attempts to use the Force to pull a bowl of snacks toward him as he sits across the table. Colonel Ward is unfazed and looks away from Din Djarin to stop the bowl before giving Grogu a stern look. Clearly, she's not going to be manipulated by the bundle of cuteness, and Grogu's charming antics will have no impact on her whatsoever. She's probably the one who will assign missions to Din and Grogu, and Din will have to report to her. Will we see Din Djarin fighting battle droids? If you're familiar with Din Djarin and the Mandalorian, you know that the mighty Din has some personal vendetta against battle droids. They attacked his homeworld and killed his parents when he was very young, and he seeks opportunities to settle the score whenever he can. In the trailer of The Mandalorian and Grogu, you can see him prepared to take down the battle droids one more time. The scene from the trailer shows an advanced version of the battle droids, and there's a slight similarity with the Clone Wars era, and this one faces Din Djarin, who's armed with his Amban Phase Pulse Blaster Rifle. Also, speaking of this weapon, it was last seen in The Mandalorian Season 2, and I have a feeling that Din Djarin will enjoy this violent face-off even more than the viewers. I love the Anzellan throwback. Toward the end of the trailer, there's a rather fun sequence featuring members of the Anzellan species. Yes, this is the same species of aliens as Babu Frick from The Rise of Skywalker, and they can be seen navigating through underground sewers or tunnels with Grogu using a tiny telescope, presumably for reconnaissance purposes. This is a hilarious sequence between Grogu and an Anzellan, which is funnier if you remember the beef between the two that was established in The Mandalorian Season 3. Here, the Anzellan tells Grogu, "Good shot, baby," and this is probably a tip to the iconic Baby Yoda nickname. On a serious front, the presence of the Anzellan also means that the planet Nevarro will play a key role in the movie. I think it's a lovely tribute to the late Carl Weathers, who played the High Magistrate of Nevarro, Greef Karga. The return of Zeb Orrelios. The trailer includes a brief but significant appearance of Garazeb Zeb Orrelios from Star Wars Rebels, shown in live action once again. Voiced by Steve Bloom, Zeb is seen engaged in close quarters combat with stormtroopers, using his Lasat Honor Guard bow rifle. This marks another animated character making the transition to live action. He did feature in The Mandalorian Season 3, but the movie appearance will be a big deal for the fans. As you know, Zeb is a Star Wars Rebels character just like Harrison Dula and Ezra Bridger, who made their live action debuts in Ahsoka Season 1.
Good shot, baby.
Is Grogu an expert combatant now? Exploring the fight scene with the sewer creature, Grogu surely deserved the "good shot baby" compliment for his heroics in the underground sequence. Here, Grogu and the Anzellans come across a large, one-eyed, buck-toothed creature. The scene highlights the enhanced fighting skills of Grogu, as he shoots the creature with what seems to be green paint darts or some kind of projectile from his wrist gauntlet. This is training equipment that he received in Season 3, and he successfully neutralizes the threat without breaking a sweat. There's also a scene where Grogu is swimming underwater, and we see new abilities that were not explored before. If you observe closely, you will see that the baby is wearing the armored Beskar plate, and he also seems to be using the wrist blaster from Season 3. I think Din Djarin now has a capable combatant by his side, which will make their adventures all the more memorable. Who is the Jabba the Hutt lookalike? It was a rather unexpected moment in the trailer when I saw a buffed up Jabba the Hutt lookalike in one of the scenes. This is actually Rada the Hutt, the son of Jabba the Hutt, and he made his debut as a baby in 2008's Star Wars The Clone Wars movie. It's difficult to say what kind of role he'll have, but the clip from the trailer suggests that he's turned into a gladiator-type fighter in the Star Wars underworld. Jeremy Allen White will play the role he's known for in his parts in The Iron Claw and The Bear. You expect some fun and intense moments featuring Rada the Hutt, even if he doesn't have a direct role in the narrative. The mystery creature in the gladiatorial ring. There's another mysterious creature shown in the trailer, and you can see this one in the gladiatorial ring. The creature looks like a cross between a rancor and a lizard, and Mando ends up fighting it. According to information from StarWars.com, this creature is a Dejarik. Luke Skywalker fought the rancor beneath Jabba the Hutt's palace in Return of the Jedi, and a creature with similarities to it showing up with Rada the Hutt is a nice throwback to the original lore. I'm quite intrigued to see this fight unfold on screen. Do we see a Western theme in the logo? I was taken by surprise when I spotted the brand new logo for the upcoming movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu. Here, you'll see the familiar green of Grogu's skin, along with a warped texture that's bound to remind you of Western classics. Is this purposefully done to highlight the Western theme in the new launch of Star Wars? Well, I'll be very happy if the movie takes the old school route, and I'd really like to know how it maintains the classic Star Wars logo as well. Maybe the new movie will need no Star Wars introduction, and it can truly stand on its own. Practical effects and stunning music add to the brilliance of the movie. I think it might be a quick judgment call at the moment, but the trailer emphasizes quite heavily on practical effects, and it stays true to the Mandalorian series. There are plenty of instances where you can see such practical effects at work, and maybe this is what made the series so beloved. Also, speaking of visuals, it's important to note that the trailer features Forged for IMAX branding, and there will be aspect ratio changes that emphasize the film's cinematic scope. This will be a step up from the Disney Plus series format, but I don't think that the fans will be complaining when they get a theatrical Star Wars experience. To add to this, the musical score by Ludwig Göransson seems to be the icing on the cake, and the trailer already hints at the excellent use of The Mandalorian's iconic theme music. You can expect an epic musical score and background music to set the tone for the theater experience. Marvelous verdict. It's about time that we have a solid Star Wars film. The Star Wars franchise holds a lot of nostalgic value for the fans, especially because of the rich lore and some unforgettable movies and shows. However, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't completely disappointed by some of the ventures from the franchise in the last 2 decades. It's been a mixture of hits and misses, and now I have very high expectations from The Mandalorian and Grogu. The first trailer is rather promising, and I'm impressed by the cast that includes some serious acting talent. If all goes well, we might just get one of the better Star Wars projects in years, and this might just be the perfect reigniting moment for the franchise. Do let me know in the comments below what you think of the trailer, and also share your views on the diverse range of events that take place in the first look of the movie. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone!